All right, welcome to Unity. I am Ken Rakowski, and this is Sandy Grigsby. We are your mentors throughout this process of everything that's going on, and there's a lot that's going on in the world. To me, this is a very fascinating, interesting, exciting time to be alive, because how often does this happen? Once every lifetime, maybe? This is a global opportunity. Global, everyone. So when we're sitting here going, oh my God, the world is horrible, spin it around, look at it a little differently. It's not horrible. There is a huge opportunity, and we all need to be in this together. How you feeling about this? Are you nervous?
No, not at all.
Okay, so last night I'm laying in bed and I'm going,
It wasn't me.
no, it wasn't you. It wasn't it. I'm reading about it. I'm researching it.
He was freaking himself out.
Yeah, what's it called?
Psychosymptomatic.
Yes. What I did was I basically caused myself to believe I have the virus.
Yeah.
So I went online, I took a test, and I actually submitted it to our healthcare provider, and they came back on, you're fine. So I think what happens is we're watching it, we're getting fed into it, and we're starting to almost convince ourselves that we're sick.
It's true. I was thinking about the symptoms. It was like dry throat, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, I'm so thirsty right now. My throat is so dry, and I'm freaking out. And I'm like, wait, I wasn't thirsty at all until I thought about it.
That's it. That's what it is. And I think we get caught up in, so how do we spin that around? Let's take it in a different direction. If we can think of ourselves being sick, why can't we think of ourselves being happy, healthy, busy? My son said, I'm not motivated to do anything. I'm thinking, wait a second, you have no distractions right now. You should be insanely motivated to do something.
I mean, there's a whole garage he has to clean.
Doesn't have to.
Surprise.
And maybe that is the ground rule now. But I want everyone to think this is an opportunity. If you sit here and get swept into what the media is trying to do, and that is watch them all the time. Remember, the media's product is you. They make you, because advertisers buy the eyeballs that watch the media. So if they could keep you scared and stiff just watching the news, they've done exactly what they're supposed to do. And that is keep you as their product, watching and then going online and buying. Don't get caught up into this. Turn off. Something interesting today, I turned on CNBC, and where's everybody reporting from? All the news anchors are where?
They're in their homes, and some are really nice homes. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they are. They're well lit too, but they're not even there. And I promise you, they're not getting caught up and swept into all this going on too.
My favorite are the conversations about how they tease each other about cooking.
Oh, because they don't
One's
cook.
like, I never cooked, and now I had to learn how to cook. And the other one's like, oh, I can't believe you cooked something. Like, really?
Well, we were kind of like that.
We got really fat.
Yeah, and
then we started cooking, and now we're slim and trim again.
And we saved a fortune. We saved a fortune cooking for ourselves.
We wouldn't even be able to survive this apocalypse right now if we hadn't have stopped eating out, because it cost that much. Now we're like rolling in $10 bills.
Well, everyone's in this together, like I said. So I have friends that are multimillionaires, and they're saying that they only have a few months to weather the storm because they own properties, or they still have things they have to pay for, and they have no revenue coming in, so they have to pay for that themselves. So I'm going to tell you, everyone, in 3 months, we're even. The playing field is evened out. We all start from zero, and we all get to compete now on all the things that we've learned, and we can now charge ahead because you have so many talents. I'm thinking like, there's Abby who's in India right now. Abby's a great web developer. He's got an actual skill that he can use to move forward. Or if you're great in sales or whatever it is, now it's the time to shine. So this is an exciting time.
It is very much.
Do you really think that? Or are you just because I'm infectious?
I'm so excited. I decided today my TikTok is going to be on fire.
Okay, let's talk about that. Let's really talk about that.
Well, think about it. Okay, so we have all these reasons why we haven't done something because life got in the way. Well, right now, life is like, you sit at home, relax.
Yeah, but why did you just say?
You can do all of these other things.
Yeah, but why did you say TikTok? And I'm going to challenge you.
I'm joking because TikTok is the one thing I've been procrastinating on for like 3 months.
Your last photo shoot you did here.
Yes, that was awesome.
How did they find you?
LinkedIn.
Right. So shouldn't you maybe be focusing more on?
But I do focus on LinkedIn. I'm just saying I need to focus on the one thing that I've been procrastinating on because I always made excuses that there wasn't enough time. And now there's plenty of time to do it. So I can still focus on my LinkedIn and all my other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But now I can really focus on that thing. So what's that one thing that you've always wanted to? Maybe it's learn how to sew. Maybe it's learn how to paint. Maybe it's gardening. Maybe you want to learn programming and take Abhishek's job away from him.
No, don't do.
Who knows? I'm
Abby,
totally
they're not,
teasing
Abby.
Abby. We would never take
No.
their job.
No. So here's the goal, everyone. We got to do a couple things. First, we have to move every day. Don't be sitting around behind your computer or sitting on the ground. Get up, get out, and do things. I think Abby's actually driving. He's
so excited right now.
He's in his Jeep driving around. So I want you to make sure you're moving around at least 1 hour a day. Get up, move around, because if you're not, you are going to get, okay, in the news industry, they call it anchor butt, okay? I'm not sure if you ever noticed, most news anchors, guys and girls, have big fat butts. They do, they call them anchor butts because they sit all the time. They get up, they got this big, slim, or hot figure, and also you stand up and you go, what is going on down here? It's called anchor butt, okay?
I didn't know that.
You don't want to be getting anchor butt, okay? Anchor butt is not something that's good. That means you got to get around, move around for at least an hour, okay? At least an hour and move around. Number 2, you got to read.
Yes.
Okay? Or listen to some type of book every day, or listen to something that's educating. You got to feed your brain. Remember, this here is a muscle, and if you're not exercising, it's going to get fat and flabby. So be absorbing stuff that's good for your brain on a regular basis. A couple of podcasts. Do you have any podcasts that you love besides your own that you can start doing again?
Life in Focus with Sandy Grigsby, if you haven't listened to it already. I really love the Malcolm Gladwell podcast.
Oh, Revisionist History.
It's so good.
Yeah, great suggestion.
So good.
Revisionist History, I think he's into his 5th season right now. He does them based upon seasons. Great download. It's something you want to listen to, and it's not political. And that's one of the biggest problems. I think too many of the podcasts are taking one side or the other side. Sandy was just asking earlier today, who's going to win the U.S. election? And the question is, who would want to be president after this? You don't want to be president. No way. Ladies, it's like seeing a hot guy, and before you date him, you find out that he's broke and he's got some terminal disease. Do you really want to date him? No. Or not terminal, but not a lot of hope there.
Yeah.
No. Right now, I think you want to listen to stuff that is not politically charged. You want to listen to something that's positive and driving you in a good direction. Get rid of the hate. There's so much negativity out there and too much fear. Don't feed into any of that.
Yeah, speaking of fear feeding.
Yes.
Didn't we hear yesterday about the line at the gun shop?
Yeah, gun shops in California are as long as the Costco lines.
Why are you buying guns?
Well, you know why they're buying guns.
For a disease. Well, personally, I think it's because they found this virus cure thing, and they're testing it on human trial, and usually it takes like 10 years. So they're testing it.
You're going to see
zombies are coming. So you might need to get a gun just for that. I'm just saying, but that's just precautionary. But otherwise, why do you need a gun?
Yeah, that is one of the problems. Let's see. Got it. See you then. Okay. Our speaker said he'll be here in 5 minutes.
Yay.
He's pretty cool, actually.
Awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah, Oren is very. Why did that just happen? Oh, Oren is insanely different. He is probably one of the best pitch masters out there. And right now we're at this point where we have to learn how to pitch whatever you want, because everything is a negotiation, which, by the way, we should be getting Chris Voss on maybe next week.
Ooh, yes. Wonderful. He's not in Vegas anymore, right?
Doesn't matter. Well, Vegas, did you know Vegas airport today, airport shut down?
No.
The airport.
My mom is not getting to Vegas where she just bought her new house.
Yeah, that's an interesting time. So right now, you can't live in fear. You're not allowed to. You want to turn this around and look into opportunity, okay? And we'll touch upon that a little later on. Where is everyone chiming in from? Can you go to the chat? Let's exercise this out. What's Jim Quick saying?
No, that's Ava saying you should listen to the Quick.
Oh, yeah, the podcast is a good one too. Revisionist History, as I mentioned, or Sandy mentioned. I like The Business. The Business is all around the Hollywood entertainment industry because remember, everything's trickled down, which we'll touch upon a little later on. We got someone coming from NorCal, California. We have somebody coming in from New Hampshire. Hey, New Hampshire. There's Australia. There's
Austria.
Austria. Oh, Helmet.
Hi, Helmet.
Helmet is so cool. I miss that guy so much. We have Chicago. That's Sammy, who's in Chicago. Where is everyone else from? Come on, let's test out that chat. Let's see that you're in there. I think we have another Chicago who's in there. Don't, Abhishek, we know that you're coming from India. Don't type while you're driving. Don't do that. Please don't do that.
He's having too much fun in that car.
Yeah, there he did it. He typed in India. So, by the way, all of these shows that we do, Liseto, you can go to the Ask Theory website, asktheory.com, and inside Unity, you can watch all the past ones, and there's a lot of them that are out there. For example, Jim Quick, whose book Limitless just came out. You can go watch Jim, which is a great podcast, or Dr. Michael Bruce, who's the top sleep doctor. James Sun, who was on with us 2 weeks ago, talking about supply chain management globally, how to think globally. All those are there. So make sure you go over to asktheory.com and watch all the past shows. Who else do we got? We have 2 from Lesotho? Really? Wow. What's going on there? Hey, South Africa, or the southern part of Africa. Interesting. Now, what is Abhishek doing now? He's walking around.
He's grocery shopping.
Is he really?
Mm-hmm. Hopefully he's not hoarding like the rest of the world.
Wait, where is he? Actually, put on your microphone. Let's hear what he's doing right now. Abby, where are you right now, and what are you doing? We just unmuted you.
Hi. Yeah, hi. I'm buying groceries. Actually, I came to the second supermarket over here, and you want to see the crowd?
Yeah, let's just see what's not in stock. Show us what's not in stock.
How many people? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's very empty. Can I change the camera?
What time is it there?
It's 8:43 p.m. over here right now, and almost all the shelves are empty. See these crates are empty over here, and see, can you see the other shelves over there, guys?
Yeah.
Whoa, there is no more crate in India.
Yeah, it's all empty over here, and quite.
What was in those bins? What was in those little circular bins? What's there?
There were cereals over here, and now all of them are empty. Can you see all of them are empty? And oh my God.
Wow.
See on this way. Okay, there's.
It's surprising that everything's open like that.
That's crazy.
Abby, thanks a lot for giving us an update on there. That's pretty insane. It really is. Get us some toilet paper. Please send it over our way. I don't know why we need it because
they've got that in India. Yeah, I'm sure.
Thanks, Abby. We're gonna mute you, which we just did. Okay, so our first speaker is gonna join us. You see him right there?
Yes.
Okay, so let me explain. I don't even know how I met him, but when I did, I was in a JDM, a jaw-dropping moment. He just blew my mind on the way he was able to synthesize a current situation in a person and learn how to have dialogue with them to get them to do what you want. And I'm not saying a mind meld or anything like that. How do we You got it? You got the power, girl? She's got the power. And Oren Klaff is joining us. He's down in the San Diego area. He's written a few books. Pitch Anything was one of his first big books where he was teaching people how to do $50 million, a minimum of $50 million pitches. And he talked about this idea of how to convince people to do what you want. And I want to start from the very basics. His new book, which is out right now. What's your new book called, Oren?
Flip the Script.
Flip the Script. Okay, let's see what you got back there. Wait, by the way, turn around. Let's see what kind of books do you have on your script, on your shelf. What do you got?
Oh, yeah. Well, on my shelf, mainly I have books that I've written. They're the best ones that, if I read those, I can really educate my mind very
The books that you wrote.
Yeah, no. Look, I think this is great, actually. This is a wonderful book. Dave Barry, I'll Mature When I'm Dead, because the writing in here, seriously, I mean, you should read my books, right? But the writing in this book is how you should write, because he finds that line between the spoken word and the written word, and it's the same. You can speak this content and you can read it, and it's the same. That's where everybody screws up in writing and speaking.
By the way, Dave Barry that does Dilbert, and he also has his own podcast and YouTube channel, which is great. I think he's great. Good suggestion. That really is.
So good. I'll give you one other book. All these books stink. Unfortunately, everybody sends me books. Oh, here we go. Today, by the way, I just came back from a long camping trip. I'm going to go to a Metallica concert tonight and then the Ducks game. And then I've got a conference that I'm holding with 250 people at it tomorrow. Why, is anything going on?
No, he's not doing any of that. That's not it. As a matter of fact, Metallica wouldn't even let him in. I'm just going to let you know. Yeah, you're not doing anything, buddy. You're staying home and hanging out with your son and your wife, right?
That's exactly right. It's Amalia Klaff's Military Academy for Young Children.
That's what you are. Someone just said, man, I am my, which book is this?
If you haven't read this, this is something to get your hands on. This is Michael Porter, Competitive Advantage. It's a professor at Harvard University. It's been around forever. It was true 20 years ago. It's true today. These are the real rules of competitive advantage. So everybody comes to me and they pitch me a deal and they say, well, our competitive advantage is, or our barriers to entry are, but they're not. There are real barriers to entry. They're real competitive advantage. They're laid out in plain language in that book. That's another one I recommend.
So you're hanging out with us today, buddy, and I really appreciate that you spent some time. And I know you were probably driving somewhere or going to a conference, but you made some time for everybody here today. And they're going to go back and watch all this. I want to go back to the very, very beginning.
Yeah.
When we started talking, and just talk about how the human brain, especially right now, in a fight or flight mode, how it reacts and how we need to be prepared, because I think the world is going to start going more and more into a fight and flight mode. And that basic way of thinking, we need to understand it and how to go above it.
Yeah. So a couple things that I think you can put in your toolkit immediately. First of all, neediness kills deals. When somebody on a conference call like this, because you're going to be doing calls, you're going to be just doing Skypes, determines a couple things. Neediness, right? That because neediness in business, well, neediness kills deals, right? And if you track neediness back really quickly, back 70,000 years, where did the feeling of and the neediness detector come from? We have very strong cheater detectors. We have very strong neediness detectors because in the past, if somebody needed something, they were dangerous, right? Because we didn't have all these social rules and interventions and layers and police forces and fire departments. So if somebody needed something from you, right, they were most likely willing to take it from you, ask maybe once or twice and take it from you using force. So neediness scares people. The other thing, it's a signal that you don't have the resources to complete the work. And if you move the clock forward 70,000 years, what does neediness signal to someone? That you're on the edge of subsistence, that you need the deal, or you're not going to be able to function as a business, as a person. And so neediness kills deals. It scares people. So any signal of neediness, you have to be able to eradicate. And it's a function of fear. As the stakes go higher, as you need a deal more, or the deal gets bigger, you revert to your highest level of previous training. If that training is low, if you're not experienced being in those situations, if you're not experienced controlling yourself, you exude neediness or fear, and that kills deals or makes them go away. So that's one. And I think
step back real quick.
Yeah.
Oren, so if everyone is going to go into a neediness mode, because they are, I read something or heard something recently that if the government gives people money, because different governments around the world are looking at somehow compensating people, all the psychiatrists are sociologists and scientists out there saying it's not money they want jobs. So they rather have a thing to do than have money to spend, as long as they're active. So if everyone becomes needy because either they don't have a job or don't have money, that means that's kind of ground level. Everyone's going to start from that base. How do you work with everybody if everyone's in a needing space?
Yeah, I mean, the least needy person wins the social situation, the social encounter, the social engagement. The way you can fix this, even if you are needy, what's the easiest way to eradicate it is to be busy, right? So even though you need the account, you are actually busy. So book calls for half an hour, not an hour, right? Especially, you have to determine how much content, how much compelling content and value do you have? How much conversation needs to happen on that call, and how long should that call be, and book it for 1 minute less, right? When things are functioning more normally, and hopefully they return to normal pretty quickly, the best way to not be needy is to have lots and lots of pipeline. Hey, I'd love to talk about this more, right? I do have another meeting I need to jump to. No, that signals to someone that they have to do business with you, or you're going to do it with someone else. So, having pipeline, having deals you're actually working with, having engagements actually happening, having scarcity of your time. I have been doing this for 15, 20 years. I lose deals when I don't treat my time as scarce. I do. And I know this better than anyone else. It's such a strong function, right? And so tattoo this on your arm. Don't actually tattoo this, but write this down, right? No good deal. No, no good deed goes unpunished in a deal. So today, you think you're helping someone by spending time with them, right? Don't confuse adding value by giving away your time. Your time is not that valuable. You don't have the missile launch codes. You don't have the answer to everything. Your time must be scarce. Access to you, has to be limited. But no good deed goes unpunished. And today,
I hear what you're saying. I need help.
Yeah, go ahead.
How many times, and I hate to be woo-wooey on you,
Yeah.
but does karma come back and help you? Positive karma. You've done something good, and it comes back to help you win that deal, that opportunity, that introduction.
Oh yeah, no, many, many, many times at your kid's kindergarten, at the YMCA when you're helping a little old lady across the street, at the supermarket when there's one apple left and you give it to a family. That karma comes back all the time. In a deal, never.
Mm.
Yeah, I so believe that's true.
Yeah, you do this all the time.
I don't do this all
Yes,
the time.
you do. When you're negotiating, you have a tactical reason why you've given something to them where they perceive it to be something given. You see a reward on the other side, and you just don't give it away just to give it away. You don't.
That's true.
I'm
very strategic when it comes to that.
That makes sense.
But that's because I've been burned in the past by exactly what you're saying, Oren. Exactly.
Okay.
As I wrote the book on this, and it happened to me last week, you have to really strategically think about it and control it. When you think you're doing someone a favor, right? And think about it this way. People value that which they pay for. So I stopped by somebody's office. We're working on a deal with them. I stopped by his office, laid the whole plan out, because we're just on the edge of signing the contract. And then I gave that to them. And today it is not appreciated at all. There's no value for it. If somebody doesn't pay you in some way with an action, with a commitment, with an equivalent amount of time, by coming to your office, by travel, something, people only value that which they pay for. And then, you can layer over that, the pitch anything stuff. People want what they can't have. People value that which they pay for, and people chase that which moves away from them. If you're not papering your activities to those three rules, your likelihood of closing goes down. Now, I want to add on top of that, deals can, in the deal business, as you know, deals can die and they come back around and reappear. You have to maintain discipline the whole time. Just because a deal died and it went somewhere else, it can fall apart there and come back to you. Whatever the expression is, if you love something and let it go, right? And if it really loved you, it will come back. And that applies in the deal business, right? But you spending time, you showing someone how good you are, you solving people's problem without getting value for that, that falls under no good deed goes unpunished.
And how many times do you see this where people go, I'm going to do it for free for you. I'm just going to do it for free, because they feel like they're almost giving their freeness away, because that's the value they're getting. Giving it away for free is what they're going to get back to them, and that is nothing.
100% of the time. Everybody that I talk to that is in the consulting or advisory services or the services business, we at a very high level at Goldman Sachs, we don't know each other. They spent 20 years in advisory. I've spent 20 years in advisory, and we talk about it, and they go, yeah, whenever we provide services to show people, to demonstrate, to give them a taste of how good we are at solving their problem, right? It always backfires. They don't appreciate it. It doesn't get us any closer to closing. And if you look at the internet marketing guys, they've learned this in the same way, right? If you show somebody how to do something, let's say you have a program that is 5 hours of showing someone how to stand up a funnel or marketing site, and you give them the first hour of content for free, the buyer says, hey, thank you very much. I'm going to go implement that. Goodbye. Everybody who is in providing services has come to the same conclusion on their own.
And that is, you give the razor blades, or you give the
From razor blades.
No, you give the razors away, but they buy the blades, right?
Yeah, right.
That's it. I mean, Gillette came up with this a long time ago. Or printer and printer cartridges. You make the printer super cheap. You make the printer cartridges insane expensive. Right. Okay, got it.
Well, let me describe it, more practically. So what we in investment banking would do is say, look, this is how we would solve your problem, and show them, right? And then many times they would just go do that and not hire us. So today, all we do is talk about our capability, what it costs, what the plan is, how we do it. And then, the formula in the new book, maybe I get to that, I think everybody can put in their toolkit today. Winter is coming. I've been saying that for years, but winter is here, right? Winter is here, but winter is coming.
Real quick, some people may not know what that means. That's a Game of Thrones reference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's an environmental change, right? Everything is changing. The things, and nobody is going to outsmart it, right? Nobody's going to outsmart this environment. The change is here, right? The way that your business is going to succeed on the other side of the change, I know. That's what I do. Anybody who doesn't operate in a special way after the environmental change, right, which is here, is going to fall behind, lose, potentially even go out of business. Everybody who does things in the correct way after the change is going to be the leader going into the next cycle. It is only a few companies are going to correctly do things after the change. So that's the winter is coming. And I'll give you an example. I talked to an analyst from Gartner yesterday who advises Goldman Sachs, right? And he says, look, the strategy going forward today is to go win contracts, service contracts or product contracts where the company would never have even talked to you before, right? But so everybody's looking to cancel and get out. Every company, large company, is looking to cancel or get out of their big name, high stakes contracts. And then they want to work with a 5-person, lower cost, faster moving, efficient, variable cost team. So you can win deals today, by this afternoon, because everything is up for grabs, right? So if you don't know how to win big contracts with a small team today, it's a skill you need immediately. Everything is up for grabs. So the second thing in the toolkit is what's in it for me. That's what we're thinking as humans, as managers, as procurement professionals. It's not clear that I'm going to get as a buyer enough value to go through all the work of changing a vendor or doing something new. Most people I see pitching a deal or a sale are offering incremental value or some value, but not overwhelming value. So today, in order to do all the legal work and all the drama of canceling a large vendor and going to a small one, that's you, specifically what's in it for me. It can't be implied and it can't be incremental. It has to be spelled out, and it has to be at least double what we're getting today. You got to pass that double threshold. And the third thing is, why you, right? Why should I do it with you with all the other people who are trying to get the business? And the answer to that is not, I'm good, my resume, I was at Harvard, I was at Google, I work for Facebook, I've done this many times, look at my credentials. None of that is the answer to why you. The answer to why you is you have skin in the game. You're invested in the outcome. And until somebody believes that if the ship goes down, you're going down with them, they can't cross the threshold to do it with you. They need to believe as the ship sails from shore, you're on it with them. It goes down, you go down.
Wow. Okay. Oren Klaff's joining us. Oren from Flip the Script, which is his new book out right now, and Pitch Anything. He's in the San Diego area. He travels around the world teaching people how to pitch and how to understand. Oren, can you go back to something even basic, and that is, let's talk about the crocodile brain.
Sure. Yeah. I think that's good. So as information travels from your brain, your mouth and your brain to someone else on the other side of the phone or the Skype or even a meeting. We believe that the words we're saying, the ideas we have are like a fax machine getting sent across using language and going into the brain of the other person listening to us or that we're on a call with, right? And so that's why we can start out with, hey, good to meet you, Ken. Wanted to talk to you about our new accounting software. I know you guys are thinking about doing a large installation with Oracle. It turns out that with one person and one app, we can do more accounting, delivery, and reporting than for $1,000 an Oracle can for $100,000. We use a special, AI and machine learning cycle. We developed it at Stanford. So we're giving all this information. Where is it going? Because we're functioning in the neocortex, or the smart, linguistic, mathematical, logical part of the brain. I assume that Ken is also processing that information with his neocortex. The reality is the information that I'm giving him is going to the crocodile brain. That's how information enters the human mind, through a part of the brain that just goes, what is this? Is this something that I should eat? Is this something I should mate with? Is this something I should kill? Is this something I should run away from? I do not know what is happening. I know something is moving and talking. That's the part of the brain that gets the information first. So it's not thinking ROI, accounting software, machine learning cycle, Stanford, accounting and IRS plugins and mathematical formulas. It's thinking, maybe I should kill this because I'm trying to do it right. So that's the first part of the brain that processes. But more importantly, so it clips at the high end and the low end and the sides all the information, and there's just like a chunk left, which is, this is some confusing information about math or accounting or computers, but I'm scared.
Oh my God, I think I'm in crocodile brain all the time when it comes to math and accounting, for sure.
All right, got it. So
Well,
how do
that's
we?
why you say, whoa. We've all said this. Stop. Start me at the beginning. That is your ancient brain going, that I cannot make heads or tails out of this. I just want to know if this is something I should eat. So you got to solve. That's why I have something called the big idea. The big idea is not about us. It's just an on-ramp. Hey, look, today, if you're working from home, it's much more difficult to connect with people, right? So there's 3 things you have to do. I don't know what the 3 things are, right? But it's just an idea to get somebody from whatever they're thinking about into the same swim lane you're in. So that crocodile brain truncates information, doesn't understand what you're talking about. So you got to work your way up into the neocortex sequentially, where finally somebody is going, let's talk math, let's talk numbers, let's talk ROI. You will never see any pitch that starts with, here's the key assumptions, here's the ROI, here's the pro forma, here's the math about how it works, and here's the legal contract, right? Because for this exact reason, cannot be processed.
Okay. Boy, Oren, I love having you here. Let's go through this process now, since we're all working from home. We're all literally on the other side of either a Zoom call or a phone. We have limited time to own that person, because now we're not shaking hands for a while.
Yeah.
What's our time to own that conversation? How much time do we have on that Zoom call or on that phone?
I mean, these cannot, well, 2 answers. One, not longer than you can be compelling, right? Because I have mastered the art of talking to you and searching for Jeeps on eBay. So the second you stop giving me value or being compelling, I'm looking at the screen, I've got on mute, and I'm looking at a 1985 CJ5 fully restored frame off restoration.
Oh, you are literally looking for a Jeep right now while we're talking.
Exactly. The most, Richard, are you eating breakfast? What are you doing? Can you order me DoorDash?
It's so
you're
funny.
like,
you
I don't know who you are, where you came from, or what you're doing, but you're like.
What's your relationship with your wife when you're like in an argument or disagreement? Are you searching for something that has nothing to do with whatever the conversation is?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Hey, let me look up relationship or Jeeps.
No, don't do that. Tell me about how much time. Tell us real quick.
Yeah.
even though you love the way your voice sounds, we all
Yeah.
do. And we think we could carry on a meeting for an hour just hearing us talk over and over again. That's all BS, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it is. Once you get warmed up, Ken, as we've talked about many times, the violin music, the concerto that is your own voice becomes so resonant and mellifluous and beautiful to listen to. And you wonder, why is this not being streamed on radio 24 hours a day? And why Camille and Dave and Ahmad and Todd and Richard, why are you not writing down every word that is the concert of my voice coming across in the iambic pentameter that is basically Shakespearean right? So you start to fall in love with and once you get warmed up with the things you're saying and your ideas and just the sound of your voice, which is basically like a metronome coming across the airways for everyone to enjoy and share. And so this is what happens is once you get warmed up and started, the beauty of your own words start to sink into yourself. So that is a trap we can fall into. And, and every sales book goes, you talk too much and don't listen enough. So that's okay to talk a lot. And I'll give you the script for that and say, hey, look, Ken, I know I talk 98% of the time on this call. Our next call, right, because I wanted you to understand what we do, how we do it, what's important to you. Our next call, I'm going to be listening 98% of the time, and you're going to be talking. So if you have found yourself doing too much talking, that's okay. That's a script to get out of it, right? Next time, I will be doing all the listening, and you'll be doing all the talking. And
I've known you for over a decade, and I've never seen you talk from less than 70%.
Yeah. Well, here's the answer. Because I'm compelling and I deliver value.
Boom, drop the mic.
So
Oren, you're talking to a radio show host, by the way.
Oren, but there is a time parameter. First, a actual meeting. When you go into a meeting, should last no more than how long?
The meat of the meeting is going to last an hour, right? Because, hey, does anybody need fluids in or out? Water, right? I always tell people, really? I mean, I like working with you guys, but your Yelp rating is terrible, and it's not getting any better at this meeting. And and then CEOs of $700 million companies will get on their own phone to order me some food, right? But there's all kinds of logistics in the meeting, but the actual meeting is about 18 minutes. The span of human attention, 18 minutes. Okay. So I tell people, hey, meetings should only last 18 minutes, but they get confused that walking in the door or turning on the Skype to leaving the room or turning off the Skype is 18 minutes. That can last longer. But the actual, okay, we're going to do this, right? Everybody's here. Let's get started. Boom. 18 minutes maximum. That's the length of the actual meeting. And people say, well, how long should I do it? I don't know. How long can you be compelling? How long can you add value? How long can you add insight to someone about their own business? Richard, you have ADD. You're the most moving around person I've ever met.
Oh, I don't see Richard. Let me see. Where's Richard?
He's moving around.
Is he? Hey, we have Oren here. You got a few more minutes left before he goes to whatever he's got to do, because I don't think he's got nothing to do right now. I'm joking.
Well, no, that's not fair. I have to work out. I have to make breakfast. I have to go to the beach. I have to teach my little boy how to read. Oh, the greatest thing. So we have we're doing homeschool and everything like everybody else is. And he goes to not Siri, but Alexa. He says, Alexa, play me Pledge of Allegiance to Rock and Roll.
Is that a real song?
No, but he's looking for it. So that's what happened to me. 6 years old. So
any questions for Oren while we have him here before he goes off? And what are you gonna make for breakfast? Are you just a standard steak and eggs for you down in San Diego?
Steak and eggs.
What do you guys do in San Diego?
Yeah, no, we do what everybody else does: pancakes, bananas, paleo pancakes, bananas, egg whites, and
paleo pancakes.
Yeah,
we had those.
Flaxseed.
Oh, they're pretty bad, right? They're pretty bad. Paleo pancakes are pretty bad.
Probably.
Yeah. Hey, so if we have to change up what we're doing, we cannot do what we did a month ago and expect great results. We have to do some changes. What are you changing in your business, and how are you expecting different results because of the change?
Yeah, so we are in our business, a couple things. we are shifting our focus to companies that are automatically doing well in this environment. So healthcare manufacturing, testing, hospital services, logistics, communication software, anything that is just automatically doing well, that's who we want to service. Two, we're focusing on data, right? So because we can't go to meetings and travel and have the benefit of a relationship, we're focusing on the hard stuff that is difficult, right? So what is really difficult for somebody to do and what really matters in their business. So we're being super sharp on that. Two, three, I'm talking to people who are on the front lines so I can bring real insight to my clients, right? Who are just operating their business and need some perspective. What is happening on the German American front line where they're shooting the rifles? What's happening up there? Give me some intelligence from the front. And that means I'm talking to either CFOs or CEOs of 150 to $1 billion companies and saying, what are you telling your people? And then I'm giving my clients that insight from the front lines. And the third thing is we're being much more crisp about the origination cycle, right? Hey, look, if it's going to take more than 3 weeks to turn you into a customer, I'm out.
Got it. You want to get things that are happening now.
Well, because we can't invest a month into somebody and then get a no, right? So
that's the worst thing. You want to get to know as fast as possible is what you want.
Yeah,
that's right.
I mean, that's what Chris Voss's book, Never Split the Difference, says. Get to know as fast as possible. People want to hunt you down, Oren. How do they find you?
Yeah, so go to pitchanything.com, put your name in there, and we'll send you all kinds of cool stuff. Or if you really need to go deeper into some of this for your business today, Oren at Pitch Anything is pretty easy.
And if they want to come to your house right now, what's the address?
Yeah, I'm in Ken's basement.
I got a nice basement. I got a nice basement. I really do.
Locked in Ken's basement for a week. He slides a sandwich into the door.
No
6 a.m. and lunch, and that's how I live now.
Hey, Oren, I really appreciate you spending time with us. Thanks a lot. I really do. And by the way, last week, was it successful? Because you had an event for about 150 people.
Yeah, so we snuck that event. We had 6 cancellations in a 150-person event. We snuck it under the wire by 12 hours. It was an amazing event.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Was it successful?
Yeah, oh, it was amazing.
Thanks a lot, Oren. I really appreciate you being
Ken.
here. Thank you, buddy.
Bye, guys. Bye, everyone.
He's awesome. He really is. And what I love about Oren is okay, when you meet him, he is definitely, don't take this wrong, he's a man's man. Does that make sense? Well, Richard, what are you laughing at? Why are you laughing?
How did you unmute yourself?
Richard's got the power. Richard, what are you laughing at?
That was funny. I agree with that statement.
Is he not a man's man?
Yeah. He's raw.
Yeah, he is. Hey, what's going on with you? Is your business totally stopped?
Yeah, pretty much it's slowed down, but I'm still going in. I just find it's time to take care of administrative tasks and realign and prepare and so on. Because I've got a lot going on right now. I got a lot of work in process. I mean, I think one of the best salespersons was Stephen Covey when he said, "Begin with the end in mind." And what I've always done is that I've always figured out, for example, you see when I handle these vehicles, that I don't believe anyone needs a vehicle going down the freeway empty. So I want to find out what they want to do with it and create that. I just created a mobile dental clinic for a guy that's going out into senior environments and taking care of people right there. I mean, there's so many opportunities for mobile businesses in this era. And that's what
people understand real quick. So Richard is in Southern California and he takes vehicles, and let's just say a vehicle would be a van that would cost, let's just say at a high end, $30,000 US. He turns it into $150,000
well,
van.
I work with Mercedes-Benz, and I turn Sprinter vans, which can run anywhere from 40 to 70,000 into 150 to 250 more $1,000 in vehicles. Yeah.
This is what you would want to take to Burning Man. I'm not kidding. No.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I do lots of custom adventure vans, perfect for Burning Man. And believe me, many of them make their way there. And then also, you know, cannabis transport. I also do mobile dental clinics, mobile ophthalmic clinics, mobile surgical centers, a lot of stuff. But
Well,
parts
it's
of
good to
my
have you here,
business.
Richard. It's good to have you here. Since we're all doing this from home together, we're sharing time. Hey, anyone else out there, if you want to talk about what the situation is going on with you and how you're changing things up, let us know. Give us a little chat inside your window. So this is called a trickle down situation, everyone. Trickle down. In the United States, they called it Reaganomics. Trickle down means that things from the top affect the bottom, but this is also trickle up. Because I want you to think about the waiter that worked at the restaurant right around the corner who doesn't have a job to go to. So that waiter now who lives in an apartment has no money and can't pay the rent. And now that landlord that owns that property can't pay the mortgage. And that mortgage, which would go to a institution, maybe let's say like a bank, can't get the money from not just that one property owner, but multiple property owners. They can't pay their staff. They can't pay their debt because they may have borrowed that money, which goes to another institution, another group of people. This is a world right now where the bottom is going to affect the top. So here's my suggestion, and Shaheen Shahan, who's in this chat, I think he's here somewhere, he did a really good, maybe not, he did a great video on his Instagram talking about now is the time to learn 2 new careers. 2 new careers. Now, when we say careers, I'm not saying, hey, it's time for you to go off and do farming, but learn to understand what it takes to do proper social media. Now is the time to really learn e-commerce. How do you place all that stuff? Sandy yesterday cleaned one closet, and there is a stack from that closet that's bigger than a small group of children from some type of small country. It is huge. It's like 4 kids in size.
It's true.
It is. Well, why not learn to sell that? It may be junk to us, but to somebody else, it could be huge value. Well, I don't know how to do that. You know, here in the States, we would go to something like OfferUp, right? Or you would go to maybe eBay. I don't know. But learn now all these other things that have been sitting there that work that you can use to find additional revenue or can make you better at what you want to become moving forward. Okay? So anyone out there that's in network marketing and you're in the travel industry, that space is dead. It's dead. So be very, very careful saying, oh, it's going to get better. It's going to take 6 months to a year for it to get better. 6 months to a year. Because remember now, in travel, because I was just talking, listening to people that own hotels. They own the Hilton and the Hyatt. They said for the next 3 to 5 months, they feel that they're going to have to start closing their properties. Airlines, remember 40% of an airline is cargo. So airlines are still going to fly, but they may not have people in them. We just had a friend that just arrived in Bali yesterday. And in the airport in Sydney, the airport LAX, were empty.
Completely empty.
So,
Except for the people waiting to get you through security.
Yeah, the TSA, which are the security people, they're sitting around. They had no one to check because it was dead. So understand these industries that you may have relied on, they'll get healthy again in the future. But if you are sitting here going, all right, I sell, and I'm using travel, for example, you know how to network market, which is all around people management. Now use those people management skills to help those people that you've either sold products and services to in the past around maybe travel and switch that up. Learn to offer them a service or tool that'll help their lives out. So here's a thought. We have some people from Africa in here right now, right?
Yes.
I'm going to ask you to create a connection zone starting as soon as possible. And what a connection zone is, do a Zoom hangout for people in your area to start talking. Nothing's going to come out of it initially, but it's going to allow you to be that center to where you're creating that dialogue to where you can find out what people's needs are. People's needs. So I think right now in your industry, which is, let's go to the photo industry. I
Mhm.
think it's going to be stagnant for the next couple of months
Oh, for sure. All of my clients have postponed their photo sessions.
because they're concerned with income.
Mhm.
They're
Okay.
concerned
A
with,
lot of them fly in from other locations.
right, which they can't.
Mhm.
And right now, in their mind, social media, which they would use a lot of these photos that you're making for them, which are great, they're going to put that on pause.
Mhm.
So Sandy, who's incredibly successful at what she does, it's not that she's not great at what she does. She doesn't have clients right now that can afford a professional like her. Now, should she go off and discount everything she does? No, not necessarily, not at all.
Yep. Just shift it.
She's got to shift. She's got to find now what is next, utilizing her skill base to make her next level income, which a lot of it's going to be online.
Mhm.
All of us have to become online pros. So Sammy, who's in here from Chicago, she works in the entertainment industry. That's halted. All movie
Totally.
production, TV production has stopped everywhere in the world, by the way.
But this is a new opportunity. So actors, actresses, people who are in the film industry, it's an opportunity for you to create content
There you go.
at home.
Yep.
But make dynamic content that's never been seen before. Stuff that people are like, oh my gosh, I want to watch this. This is really great. And this is your opportunity because there is no new content coming out. It's going to be reruns and it's going to be stuff that's already been filmed and recorded.
There's a reason why I don't like Facebook. And it's not because they kick me off.
And it's not because they price gouge you just to get your content seen. Oh, wait,
You
they do that.
don't own that customer list.
True.
You don't own their email addresses.
Meaning, if they do kick you off, you are out.
Or if you wanted to do something that was direct to them, you don't have access other than through their tools, and they could limit you. This is a time to create a connection with information to those people you want to reach out to. Create a mailing list. Create an event that people want to sign up for. So they will give you their information, like their email, their zip code, their area code, where they live. You have to start thinking outside those platforms and create your own. You have to.
Mhm.
You know, we go back to the old days of networking. What do we used to do? We used to give somebody a business card, and what we do, we would hold on to, old school, we would sit there and type it in and then send them a letter, which is great. We have to go back to that. I would love for all of you out there to go back to all your old business cards you have sitting around and see if those people still exist there. See if that email address still works. I like a platform called Close, Cloze, Close, which is a great contact management tool. Cloze. And what it does is it reminds me when somebody's birthday is happening or an anniversary. It reminds me to get back to somebody. It's got tons of different types of templates. It makes you look more efficient and more effective. Cloze. I think you can use it for free. But hey, everyone has to change. You and I are launching a platform called Presentation 100%.
Yes.
And because we have to change, and we're going to reach out to people saying, hey, we know that you need to become great speakers. You do. You have to become great speakers. And right now, you have at least 2 months, at least, to practice to get great. Because when the world opens up a couple of months from now, those doors open up not just for you, but for everybody else. So you better be better than everybody else. So we're going to launch a platform all around that. We're going to launch a platform all around becoming a great speaker. Shaheen is joining us. Shaheen, I'm going to unmute you real quick.
Hi, Shaheen.
Hi, Shaheen.
Hey, guys.
Shaheen, tell us real quick. We just talked about being online because everything now is going digital, and you inspired a lot of people yesterday inside your Instagram where you said people have to learn new traits, new techniques, new skills, and online is one of those things that you've been very, very successful with. Why don't you explain the online techniques that you're excited about?
Yeah, like I said, and see you guys, by the way. Everything has changed, right? It's overnight. We didn't have a warning. It just happened. So people are losing their jobs. People are worried, right? And that's normal. It's completely normal in this kind of situation. But at the same time, a lot of these companies and a lot of these people are seeking opportunities. And I get calls every day from people with the most amazing opportunities. So the important thing, I think, for people to remember now is that you have to be positioned to take advantage of these opportunities, not these short-term things. Hey, let's find 1 billion masks and sell them. But what's going to happen in the next 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, the next 2-3 years, right? And, we're working on Amazon platform right now. Our students are crushing it. We had a guy who bought an existing brand of supplements, not knowing this. Believe it or not, it was a male testosterone supplement. Turns out that it's got high levels of a very bioavailable type of zinc that is sold out all over the internet. So now all he's going to be doing is repositioning that product that he's got, 20, 30,000 bottles of in inventory now at Amazon, repositioning it for an immunity and well-being product to sell. And he's going to make
everyone's going to have erections, but have great zinc inside the body.
Nothing is safe with you guys.
Hey, let's do this. Let's set up a time where you're going to give us some tips and tricks maybe next week. And I know you live like in $1 trillion house. Can you get better bandwidth? Because it seems like you right now, your bandwidth's like you're calling in from Easter Island. It's just breaking up.
Is that right? Is it that bad? Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm on my phone, so.
Oh, no coverage. So let's plan something next week to where you can actually give us some tips and tricks on how to actually be more effective online. Sound good?
I love that. I've been watching you guys, every one of these webinars that you're doing. You guys are both an inspiration. So thank you for keeping everybody smiling during this time.
Thanks, buddy. All right, that's Shaheen, one of my best friends. I love that guy. Presentation 100% interactive workshop. It's coming soon. We'll keep you update on that. And again, if you want to go back and watch these calls, because we've done them with everybody, from Nolan Bushnell. Nolan was fun.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, Nolan. Jim Quick's Insight Ideas, his new book out called Limitless, which is great. Dr. Michael Bruce. All those are inside asktheory.com. You have time now. You do have time. So go watch that, update yourself. What's going on with you?
So much.
So I like
have
that
so
you
much
just said,
to do.
No, but I like that you just said that. I mean, you actually just said, oh my God, I have so many things on my to-do list.
So many things. So, okay, to begin, yesterday I was trying to think of, all my clients this week rescheduled or postponed.
Right.
And I can't even say rescheduled because they just paused their photo sessions. So the books are clear. So this is fabulous time for me to catch up on existing clients, like finishing up and closing out their jobs. But then it was a moment where I went, oh my gosh, I can do all those things that I've been wanting to do for my brand, which means learning, educating. So I'm going to be learning even cooler photo techniques and creating programs for people to learn what I know and launching things on my social media, things that I never had time for because I was always preparing for a photo session or working with
You always felt like you're behind the 8 ball.
I always felt behind, and now I can feel caught up. It's so refreshing to me. So
okay, those dummy books that have been sitting on the shelves that you've seen, like how to do this for dummies, it's all online. It's on YouTube videos. Go off and learn things. Couple of things. I really would love all of you during this time to update your brand, your personal brand. Now, if you can, go back to watch one of the videos where Sandy talked about your mood boards and what it takes to make that, because this is your chance now. Again, when we open up for business, when the world says we're open again, we all start at the starting line exactly at the same time.
update,
Go. So as long as you now have the tools, resources, the personal branding all ready to go, you're going to go so much faster than everybody else.
if you have prepared yourself for what's coming. And you can only do that by learning.
And this is your downtime. Okay? So
This also is a good opportunity to put new habits into place. So if you have a habit of procrastinating, you have a habit of sleeping in, you are not working out, you're not eating properly, this is an opportunity where you can train yourself and create new habits for a healthier lifestyle overall.
Okay, before we go, I'd like to do this. We want you to help market us also. So this is a great time to pull out your phone. I know many of you might be listening to this. This is our IG moment, IG story moment, where we want you to tag us, because we've been sharing ideas and concepts with you. Tag us, and then this way we can share our message to everyone and your message too. Let me get this up here. So we are doing our presentation. Wait, I did it wrong. What are we doing? All right, we are doing Unity. There's Sandy. This is our weekly call. Who do we just have on? Oren?
Yes, we have Oren and Shaheen.
Shaheen and Oren Klaff. Hey, join us. We are here every Thursday. Hi. So tag us, everyone. This is Sandy in Focus. I'm Ken Radio. And of course, next week we'll have a bunch of other people on. And this is your place to share your ideas. We're here to mentor you. Check out Presentation 100%. That'll be launching really, really soon. Anything else?
And we hope you have an awesome time staying with your family, connecting with others via the interwebs, and living your best life.
There you go, everyone. All right, everyone. See you next week. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Talk to you soon. Bye.